Hi everyone. In this session we will discuss about secretory tissues. The secretory tissues are the cells directly concerned with the secretions like resins, essential oil, mucilage, latex and similar substances together constitute secretory or special tissues. These cells have neither common origin nor morphological continuity. They may occur as isolated patches in any part of the plant or may form well organized structure. So, the tissues that are concerned with the secretions of gums, resins, volatile oil, nectar, latex, and other substances in plants are termed as secretory tissues. It is classified as lacticiferous tissue or glandular tissue. Here you can see the flowchart of the secretory systems in plants. It is divided into two types, external tissue system as well as internal tissue system. In external tissue system, it is again divided into three types, that is glandular trichome, nectaries and hydathodes. In nectaries, it is again subdivided into floral as well as extrafloral. In internal tissue system, it is divided into three types, secretory cells, cavities and ducts, and Laticiferous. In cavities and ducts, it is again subdivided into lysogenous as well as schizogenous tissues. In Laticiferous, it is divided into two types, non-articulate and articulate, and in articulate it is subdivided into nastomosing as well as non-nastomosing tissues. Coming to the Laticiferous tissues. So the Laticiferous tissues or ducts are tube-like bodies containing the viscous fluid latex which are occurring in the large number of angiospermic families. So these are called as the Laticiferous ducts or tubes. So the latex is usually a milky or often yellowish or watery fluid which is radially exuded when the plants containing it are injured. So there are two types, latex cells as well as latex vessels. In latex cells, these cells are sinusoidal, multinucleated and bodies with scanty cytoplasm. They do not form a network. This type of latex duct is common in members of families like Apocynaceae, Euphorbiaceae and many more. So the cells here originate not in the embryo but in meristem of the developing shoot. But instead of extending like once previously discussed, these cells remain restricted to one internode and to the attached leaf and branch. But the latex vessels is a living and sinusoidal. The rows of the cells may be even irregular. The ducts send out branches frequently which extensively penetrate through other tissues and eventually form the complex system of the network like non-articulate ones. This type also originates in the early embryonic stage where fusion of cells has been observed. So the latex vessels occur in poppy of families like Pepperveraceae and banana, and also in rubber yielding plants. However, families of Euphorbiaceae, it is interesting to note that nature of a duct does not bear any relation with the systematic position of the plants. Most of the plants of families Euphorbiaceae possesses the latex cells, but however the most important rubber yielding plant of the same family has the latex vessels. Coming to the glandular tissues that are also known as the glands. So the glands are well organized secretory structures composed of diverse type of cells. So the secretory materials are produced and liberated by the protoplast of the cells. The substances may be at once exuded from the seeds of formation of nectaries, or they may remain stored in the sum of the cavity inside. The glands may be external or superficial, naturally formed on the epidermis, or they may be internal where the cavities correspond to the intracellular spaces formed either schizogenously or leginogenous tissues. And the glandular hair and trichome are common in many plants and superficially in origin. The common glands are those which secrete digestive enzymes known as digestive glands. Nectar secreting ones are nectaries, and similarly resin ducts, oil ducts, and latex secreting glands are called as lacticiferous ducts, and water secreting ones are called as hydatodes. And the coming to the hydathode, here you can see the hydathodes. Okay, so these are specialized structure present in many of the angiosperms through which exuding of water takes place. So they are also called as water stomata or water pores. Exudation or guttation is the process of escape of water in the liquid form. It occurs in humid climate when there is a rapid absorption of water by the roots, but transpiration rates are reduced. On cool nights following structurally shortly days were found in the tips of the margins of the leaves of many plants in form of a few drops. Okay, so in some of the cool night days, the tips and margins of the leaves of many plants is formed of dew drops. So every drop mark as the location of the hydathode through which the water has come out. Here the ends of vascular elements, the tracheids, are in contact with some of loosely arranged cells called epithelium. So these epithelium which possesses the scanty chlorophyll, and external or to the epithelium there is a cavity, and finally the pore. And here you can see the nectars. Okay, so here you can see the nectar is, yeah, it's here. So these nectaries are special glands usually located on the floral parts. They secrete the sugary substances, nectar or honey. Okay, and thus attract the pollinating insects. These glands are superficially, usually consisting of epidermal cells. In some cases, the cells form the glands or columnar ones with the dense protoplast. Okay, whereas in the other secretory cells may be more or less like normal epidermal cells but without cuticle. So the nectar is exuded through the walls and exposed on the outer surface of the gland. The nectaries may also occur in purely vegetative parts. In that cases they are called as extrafloral nectaries. Those present on the rim of the pitcher plant, that is Nepenthes, which is known as insectivorous plant, which is really lure the poor insects, and those occurring in the spicules of Vinca species. Coming to the resin ducts. Okay, so these resin ducts or oil ducts, these are the substances like and the substances like resins, oils, gums are secreted in the gymnosperms in general, and also in many angiosperms. The materials are secreted and conducted through the special glands which are also called as ducts. In angiosperms like pine, these ducts form extensive canals occurring in vertical and horizontal position, but the ducts present in the fruits of umbelliferaceae are localized in certain regions. So these rhizine ducts are formed as schizogenously and appear as a tube-like bodies having a lining of a small parenchyma cells with dense cytoplasm. The later they are called as epithelial cells which excrete the resins. So the oil ducts of umbelliferous, through localized, though localized as the limited in extent, are also formed in the same manner. The characteristic of the oil glands present on the rinds of the citrus fruit like lemons and oranges are formed as the legislative tissues. These cavities remain filled with the tip with the essential oils. So the tips are filled with the essential oils and other substances due to disorganization of the tissues. Coming to the functions of the secretory tissues. So the secretory cells are tissues concerned with the accumulation of the metabolism by products which are not used as reserve substances. Most of the secretory cells are specialized cells derived from elements belonging to other tissues, mainly epidermis or parenchymatous tissues. In such cases, they do not constitute true independent tissues, and it is justified to speak that secretory parenchyma or secretory epidermis. So they act as the productive functions in the tissues of the plants. So this was about the secretory tissue system. Hope you guys understood. Thank you.